Hey guys, Michael from Copper vs Glass, and in today's video we are checking out the CheerTok from CheerDot. Now what this is basically a very small, I would call it a mouse, but they basically call it a touch controller. It works with both tablets, phones, laptop and desktop, and it's just a really great wireless way to basically control your mouse pointer or even control something like your Android device wirelessly with this really tiny device. Now when it finally launches, it's going to be around $59, but you can currently pick it up over on the Kickstarter and Indiegogo for just over $30. So taking a quick look at the unboxing side of things, we do have the manual, and this has everything that you need in regards to the connection, whether that's going to be to your tablet, phone, desktop, or like I'm going to be doing it to my laptop using my MacBook Pro. You are also then going to get a very short USB-A to USB-C cable to actually charge up the CheerTok itself. Now with regards to the charging side of things, you're looking at only around a 200 mAh battery. It takes around 1.5 hours to charge it from 0 to 100%, but then when it is charged, it's going to last you around 20 days on a single charge. And this thing is extremely light and also very small and thin. You're only looking around 40 grams in total. So as you can see here, we do have some branding on the back here for CheerTok and also CheerDot. A little bit confused with the naming convention there. On the top you do have a laser pointer, which we will get onto in regards to the testing side of things, and then on the bottom you do have the USB-C connector to actually charge it up to get it all ready to go. On the right hand side you do have some buttons here. Now these are going to do different functions depending on whether you're going to have it connected to a phone or a laptop, for example. You've then got a main home button here, which again takes you home on Android, or as a laser pointer when using it with a laptop, and then the actual touch section itself. Now, don't get confused. Although it is a touch control, and on a laptop, for example, I'm going to use it as a mouse, you don't actually use it on the desk like a traditional mouse. You just hold it in your hand, and then for me, I'm going to basically just use it with my thumb. So again, moving my thumb around the touch section here, and that's how I'm then going to navigate on my MacBook. Or like I mentioned, if you do want to use it with a mobile device, something from Android like my Galaxy S22, or an iPhone, for example, or anything iOS related like an iPad, then the touch section is basically going to act like the actual touchscreen itself. So think if you're on something like Twitter or Instagram, if you scroll on the touchpad, it's then going to scroll on your device for you wirelessly. So I'm just going to grab my MacBook Pro, we'll get everything set up, ready to go, and see exactly who this may be for. Okay, so I've got my laptop here and it's all ready to go. Now all you need to do is hold down the power button on the CheerTok, and then what it's going to do is going to have some blue LEDs at the top, and then that's how you know that it's going to be ready and in pairing mode. Then what we can do is head over to the laptop and just pair it like a standard Bluetooth device. So screen recording ready to go, heading over to the settings and then into the Bluetooth settings, and like I say, it is now discoverable, so it should come up just here, and there we go. So once it's up, all you need to do is then click on connect, and you're pretty much set, and it's done at that point. So I'm just going to close out of these settings here, still just using the trackpad on my laptop, and then I'm just going to switch over to the actual CheerTok itself to see exactly how this is going to work. So if I just move around on here, then yeah, it's going to move the mouse. Now, the resolution and size may be a little bit harder to see. You may want to watch this video on a slightly larger screen, but it is working fine. I'm just going to go back into the settings, go to the tracking speed, and again, because it is such a small area, I'm just going to increase the tracking speed ever so slightly so that I don't have to move my thumb around as much in regards to getting and doing what I need to do with this tiny device. So just heading down to Spotify, and then again just clicking on it. It's not actually a button, it is just a touchpad, so again you don't actually click it down necessarily, but it works perfectly fine just in regards to playing there and pausing the music, and just in general the navigation side of things. It actually works maybe a little bit better than what I was overall expecting. Now the buttons on the side, also on my MacBook here, they do the volume, so again super nice, super simple to do, volume up and down, no problems at all. Now obviously the home button doesn't actually do anything with regards to a home function on my laptop, and that's because it's going to be using the laser side of things. So again, even if I go back into Spotify, maybe the home button can take me back to my desktop, but that's not necessarily how it's going to work this time around. However, if you're on an Android device like I mentioned, or an iOS device, pressing that home button will just take you home straight away. And just in general, the responsiveness is actually pretty good. Again, doing volume up and down, because that's going to be an instant click to then an instant response on the screen, it actually works a little bit better than what I thought it would. I thought there might be a little bit of lag or a little bit of delay just being on Bluetooth 5.0, but it's not too bad overall. And again, just moving around, navigating and using the pointer on screen is fine. Now, I'm wondering if there's any sort of gestures that you can do, like a double tap, for example, or a double press on the trackpad, which normally brings up the settings. And okay, it kind of does, but it's a little bit finicky, a little bit janky, and yeah, it doesn't happen all the time. And again, it's a little bit strange because if you are going to be holding it and not actually having it on a desk, it is then going to turn it into a two-handed device as opposed to a one-handed device. So definitely something to sort of keep in mind with regards to multitasking or trying to do more than one thing at once. Now you can actually use it to scroll around on websites as well. So obviously you've got the main touchpad in the center here. So I'll just head over to the Copper vs Glass YouTube channel just really quick. I'm just going to test out the scrolling side of things, see exactly how well that's going to work. So I'll just go on to all videos here, for example. And then if I actually swipe on the, just on one side here, whether that's the left side or the right side or the very top or very bottom, that will allow you to scroll up, down, or go backwards and forwards, for example, on web pages, or if you're in like an Excel document or Photoshop and you need to move pretty much in any direction, then again, you've got the option to do so. It's pretty quick and pretty seamless. Now, obviously the actual trackpad itself is still quite small, so it's going to limit your space even more if you're going to be scrolling on the side. And like I mentioned at the top here, pressing the home button, don't want to ruin my camera necessarily, but that's where you're going to get all of the kind of laser point side of things as well. Again, it's pretty bright, so if you're going to be using this for presentation purposes and things like that, then again, being able to wirelessly control your device and also use the pointer on there as well in regards to, you know, maybe pointing at some specific information, it's actually a pretty good tool for the presentation side of things. And that's going to do it, guys, on this video on the CheerTok from CheerDot. Now, like I mentioned, this touch controller is pretty cool. I wouldn't necessarily use it day by day or in a replacement for a mouse, but like I mentioned, if you're into that sort of presenting sort of style or you need to use it for business purposes, it does a really great job. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up down below. And if you're not already subscribed, now's a great time to do so. And once you hit that subscribe button, don't forget to turn on all notifications so you're notified anytime I post a video here on the channel. I'm Michael from Copper vs Glass. Thanks very much for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next video.